Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Pisces. So Pisces, as usual, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you see are from this deck. And your message today has a lot of a characteristic that you have when you're not in balance, that is related to escaping a situation, and particularly escaping to a dream world, to an imaginary world where you're still lingering upon old memories or wishes and desires. Although I feel like it's like for some reason those memories bring you comfort, but they are no longer there providing you safety or the security that it used to bring to you. So it's almost like still you're still in a ghost shell. And I'm going to get to the card that talks about this ghost shell, but this message wants to encourage you, Pisces, to not stay stuck. And it's interesting because the Aquarius reading yesterday was talking about receiving help, from the Magician to get unstuck from a situation. And it seems like you're not, it's like you're not in need of any help, to be honest. You are pretty much very, capable and resourceful. It's just that you have to tune in. You have to become more aware of what your memories are creating in terms of the reality that you're living, that you're experiencing. So with the moon card beginning your reading, Pisces, it's interesting because although the moon in astrology rules Cancer, in tarot the moon is related to Pisces. So this is picking up this characteristic that you have of escaping something, right? It's like when things are too hard, and I feel like with the Tower things can be a little bit tough around you, but it's almost like you're in your own bubble where you're falling asleep in a time where everything else is falling apart. Because what I was seeing with the moon was this moment of just, getting ready to go to bed, or literally falling asleep, or just taking a nap in the middle of the day, just because you can, just because you wish to connect to this dream world, connect to the unconscious, and in a place that used to provide you safety. The Tower card to me, especially in this deck, talks about safety, talks about home actually. So it's like this is a memory that you have of a place that used to feel like home, where you know that inside those walls you're safe. It's like it's okay for you to take a nap in this place because in here nothing will reach you, nothing will affect you. But it seems like the Tower here, followed by the Four of Pentacles, wants to emphasize the fact that yes, there is a little bit of the traditional meaning of the tarot, as in like, the structure falling apart and going to the basics. It's like the only remaining parts of this structure is the foundation. So the foundation is still there. And I feel like with the Nine of Swords coming next, what is filling the gaps of what is missing, right? To just it's like to put back those walls up, or to just like rebuild that imaginary image that you have of a structure that used to be like this, used to feel like home. But now the ghost shell is here. The Nine of Swords is talking about how the structure is no longer there. Because what I'm seeing here, it's like, you see here how the image is complete. It's like the Tower is still strong. But here, it's almost like this. This is the base, this is the foundation, and this used to be the walls, the things that, used to give you this sense of safety and security. because it's beginning with the moon, I feel like it's almost like you're invoking this memory of a place, right? It's like you want to, it's like, it's like you want to feel safe because those walls protected you. So in a sense, invoking that memory, no matter, it's like, it's almost as if you're like going back to a place that is now in ruin. it's it's like the walls are no longer there. I'm just thinking of Glastonbury, the cathedral, the enormous cathedral that used to be this, sacred holy place, and now it's just the ruin, but people still go there because of its sacredness, because of the portals of energy that people tend to feel in that place. So it's still a sacred place, and I feel like that's what it's like when you look at the foundation, it's like in your imagination, you can still see the walls, you can still, it's like you feel the gap, right? It's like with your imagination, with your power to connect intuitively, energetically, with your memories, with, those remembrances, that it's like they go back to this era, to this phase, to this moment where you used to experience this place as if it was, newly built. It's like very fresh. But here it's like those two extremes, right? The opposite ends of the spectrum, the newly built structure and the ruin. So here it's like the combination of these two cards is talking about what's left of this place that is just it's like it's ghostland, it's the ghost shell, right? There is nothing really there in terms of the physical structure, but in your mind there is, right? Because it's like the necessary part is just the foundation. If the foundation is still there, it's like you can use your imagination to build it again, right? And that's where you go to find shelter, or that's where you go to reconnect with your intuition. So because the moon card is talking about feeling, it's like feeling the embrace of a mother. So it's like going to your mother's womb, in a sense, metaphorically speaking, right? So it's like this is where you feel connected to sort of like this warm welcome. Maybe we're talking about Mother Earth, especially because the two cards that are following the Nine of Swords are the World and the Hermit. And both of these cards were talking about, if here you only need the bare bones of a structure that used to feel like home to bring back that feeling, to feel the welcome again, to feel it's like the nourishment, right, that would come from this place back then. It's like now it's like it's evolving, right? It's like you're finding that shelter anywhere in the world. This is what this is talking about. It's like here, it's almost like there was this specific place that it's like if you could pinpoint a time or, a specific place where you used to feel at home, it's like when you see the foundation again, it's like you can rebuild everything that you felt, right? It's like the emotional connection to that place and the mental connection, because it's like the neurons are creating those connections again, right? So that's what allows you to just relive that, or recognize, or just be able to feel safe there again. But here it's like it wants to detach you, in a sense, of the obligation of needing that foundation, that specific place, or that specific location, because here it wants to be bigger. It wants to broaden your horizons. It's like you can find shelter. This is what the Hermit card is talking about. Here, it's like, just a piece of rock, or, an old structure that has no longer, you know, walls or anything that you could, you know, step in to live in, is providing you the necessary means or the necessary resources for you to build up the rest in your mind. Here, it's more, it's like freer from a specific location, because it's like here you can pinpoint any place in the world, and you can, you know, just set up tent, and, you know, it's like it's going to feel that way. It's going to feel, because again, here you needed to go to a certain place to see the structure that remained from that old place, so that you could trigger this ability in your mind to relive memories and rebuild those feelings, especially because we're talking about emotions, right? It's like tuning in to connect your emotions, or to reconnect your emotions to your memories, in order to feel that way anywhere that you go. You see what I mean? The world is like, it's okay, so interesting. I'm seeing this as like the world is your oyster. So the oyster has the shell. And here I was talking about the ghost shell. So it's almost like you don't need the actual shell of the oyster. It's like you can feel protected, you know, with just a simple tent anywhere that you go, because of this ability that you have remembered, I want to say, because the moon is talking about remembrance. So the memories coming back, the memories from a specific place that are it's almost like you're improving a certain skill. It's not improving, you're remembering a certain skill that you used to have, that would give you this sense of protection, using your mind in connection with your emotions, so that now you can travel safely, so that now you can feel that you can go all around the world without needing a specific structure, right? It's like it can be more temporary, but nevertheless it's going to feel as safe because of this ability to rebuild in your imagination that sense of real, true protection, right? And so with this ability, it's, and also because the hermit is like this improvement, right? Even though I corrected that, it's not that you're improving that ability, although I feel like once you go somewhere else, you know, once you leave this side specifically, because it's like now that you have discovered, or that now that you have remembered that you have this ability to use your imagination without necessarily needing to escape, right? You don't need to escape this reality. It's like you can go back to certain memories to use your mind in a way that it's like it's going to fill the gaps where it used to feel very uncertain or very scary, perhaps, to, you know, travel around the world. Now you have like this skill, and you can improve by traveling, by going anywhere that you wish. It's like you don't have to go to one specific place that holds a specific memory. It's like you're free to go wherever you want in the world. And it's like this ability in a very simple shelter, together with your awareness of how to use your mind, your emotions, to connect with your imagination, and, you know, give you the sense of protection. It's like you can do that wherever you want. And so here, ending with another 9, and it's beautiful because both of these 9s, the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, were in yesterday's reading. The 9 of Wands was in the first part for Aquarius, and then the 9 of Swords was in the extended. So it's interesting because now the lineup is like this: the Swords coming before the Wands. But what this is talking about is that once you have figured this out in your mind, once you have remembered this skill that you have, Pisces, it's like you can get going. It's like you're prepared for any challenge. And this is what I'm seeing here too. It's like whatever you face in the different corners of the world, it's like you're going to have like the right resource or the right skill set or the right knowledge and wisdom to properly face those challenges. Because here the 2 9s, what they're talking to me, and this is why I mentioned in the beginning that not necessarily you need help in getting unstuck or in remembering all of this. Maybe if you do get some help, is from your own higher self, your own, it's like you're mothering yourself, right? It's not even like a connection to, you know, your own mother. Maybe we're talking just about Mother Earth because of the world and the Hermit, and the Hermit talks about it's the representative of Virgo, which is connected to the Mother Earth. So maybe is that thing, but I'm not specifically seeing much of it's like you're not passing on the responsibility that you know belongs only to you, because it's like once you trigger this remembrance, it's like your intuition is very tuned in to the point that you know that no matter what scary path is along, it's, you know, along, it's like you just you know you can face it. It's like you know that you can face, because it's like it's in your mind, but it's also, it's like it's in your hands. Because what I'm seeing with this 9 of Wands is that path of flowers that I used to see, and actually the path of flowers is yet to bloom. It's like, so it's like you have to believe that this is going to be beautiful, that this is going to be enriching, that this is going to be extremely enlightening in the way that you're going to, it's like you're going to see everything blossom as you go. But it's like the first step that you take, it's like you have to use this trick of your imagination, which is not really a trick, right? It's like this skill that you can fill the gaps with your imagination to rebuild things. So it's almost like, you know, because I have an architecture background, it's almost like you have to be able to design a place before you see it ready, right? So it's like you have to see it in your mind before you're seeing it actually, you know, physically there. So this is what this path of flowers is talking about. It's like you do have a skill set that can take you wherever you want in the world, that is going to provide you, you know, challenges, but it's like this very it's like this very fertile dirt road that is, it's actually, it's bringing back the image of from the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road, but without the bricks. So it's just a dirt road. So you have, you know, in front of you, Pisces, this dirt road that is very fertile. So that's why I'm saying it's very freeing, because it's like if this has fallen apart, right? No matter how long ago or how recent it was, it's like, or how, you know, if this is an ancient thing that we're talking about, you know, past lives and memories coming back from other lives. But if we're just talking about a ruin that you're revisiting to make you remember that you have this skill set that is very appropriate and actually necessary for the next steps. It's like you are seeing the opportunity where everybody else is just seeing challenges or, you know, pure dirt, right? It's like you're seeing the potential in doing that and discovering that by yourself. Because I want to emphasize the fact that the 2 9s are talking about this individual path, and because the Hermit is also a very solitary figure, it's almost like you're going on this world trip by yourself, maybe for the first time. And it's like what is required for you to set out on this journey is that it's like you fall asleep with the intention of remembering something that brings you this sense of safety, so that you can bring that feeling to whichever place you go next, right? So I truly hope that this makes sense. I am going to pull more cards for you, Pisces, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.